I cannot love. At least, that is what they tell me. They call it the pandemic of lovelessness. The word itself, love, appears everywhere, sprayed on walls, flickering across screens, whispered in advertisements, as if repeating it could summon it back. I see it, I hear it, but I never feel it. Maybe I never will. Or maybe everyone else is lying. My wife, Claire, and I appear to be the most compatible married couple you could imagine. 7 years together, wealth, beauty, polished by surgery, and influence that opens every door, but not love. When we exchanged vows, I felt nothing. When we lie beside each other, we are cold strangers. The silence between us is heavier than any words. Then came Dr. Campbell, a man mocked by his peers, accused of tampering with the very essence of humanity. He discovered the exact place in the brain where love blooms. His theory, love could be transplanted, stolen from one couple and given to another. It was declared unethical, even criminal. But I saw salvation. If love could be harvested, perhaps I could finally feel what I had been denied. I became his benefactor, financing his research in secret. The experiments were failures at first. Couples pretended devotion for profit, selling us counterfeit affection. Each time, we were left emptier than before. But then we found them. Daniel and Maria. Poor, worn by hardship, parents of 2 children. And yet, they radiated warmth. A single glance between them spoke volumes. They laughed at small things, touched each other absent-mindedly, moved as if tied by invisible threads. They were, without doubt, in love. I approached them with money. Enough to feed their children for life, enough to erase their debts. They resisted, but poverty bends the will. Eventually, they agreed to our proposition. Or so I believed. Dr. Campbell demanded a trial. We 4 must spend a week together in isolation, in a cabin high in the mountains. He claimed it was to test compatibility, to study side effects, to ensure the procedure's success. I suspect now he wanted us to confront what we lacked, or perhaps he wanted to see how far I would go. The cabin was small. No television, no wine, no distractions. Only each other. Daniel worked the stove. Maria turned mishaps into laughter. Claire scowled at every task, her manicured hands blistering. I watched the warmth between them and shivered in its fire. One night, walking under the pines, I tested Daniel. "Do you ever tire of her?" I asked. "Do you ever wonder what it would be like with another?" His jaw clenched. He seized me by the collar. "I am certain," he said, "touch her, and I'll kill you." But sometimes, when I replay it in my mind, I hear something else, something gentler, as if he pitied me. I cannot tell which memory is true. Claire tried her own approach. She offered Maria a fortune for a single night of her body. Maria struck her across the face. At least, that is what Claire claimed afterward. I only saw Maria's hand rise, then the sound. Claire said it was a slap. I thought it might have been something else. Either way, Claire stumbled back, humiliated, her shame twisting quickly into venom. Yet for a moment, Her eyes glistened, as if she envied Maria more than she hated her. "Why does she get to feel it," she whispered, "when I never have?" Then her voice hardened. "They mock us. They think they're better than us." On the fifth day, Daniel and Maria took my hands. "We cannot do this," Maria whispered. "We thought of our children, of the future. But to sell our love is to leave them nothing. Love is the only inheritance we can give." Claire's face contorted. "You dare waste our time?" she spat. "I offered them everything: money, estates, power." Daniel shook his head slowly. "Without love, your wealth is ash. Why are you even together?" His words cut deeper than a knife. Or maybe it was only the way he looked at me, with pity and disgust combined, that cut the deepest. I can no longer separate the two. Claire turned to me, eyes burning. "Is that proof enough? They will not give it freely." I looked at her, then at them. "Then we will take it." My hand moved to the pistol hidden in my coat. Maria's breath caught. Daniel stepped in front of her. "You're monsters," he growled. "You'll never know love. Not truly." At least, that is what I heard. Perhaps he only whispered, "Please." "Do not be afraid," I said softly. "You won't feel a thing." The gun thundered in the silence of the mountains. Dr. Campbell arrived hours later. He said nothing as he took the samples from their still warm bodies. His face betrayed no judgment, only weary resignation. As he packed away his instruments, he glanced at me once and murmured, "Some things cannot be transplanted. They follow." As his instruments hummed, I imagined the fire of Daniel and Maria's love transplanted into me, filling the cavern inside my chest. Soon, Claire and I would be whole. Soon, we would be human. But then something shifted. As I looked at Claire, her eyes no longer held my reflection. They were darker, deeper. For a heartbeat, I saw Maria staring back at me. I heard her whisper in my ear, soft and cold, "Love cannot be stolen. It will haunt you." Claire shuddered, clutching my hand, but her grip was not her own. It was Daniel's. I felt his strength in her fingers, his fury burning through her touch. Their presence filled the room, unseen but undeniable. When I looked at Claire, it was no longer her eyes I saw. Daniel and Maria were still here, and they would never leave.